This is Tuesday Night Quarterback, Week 13. Please welcome, your host, Mr. Larry Memorabilia.
What is up, everyone? How's everyone doing out there? 2021 NFL season. This is your Tuesday Night Quarterback, the very first edition, grand opening, and it might be the grand closing, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to put some clips on here. Non-copyright infringement for entertainment purposes only. Hopefully YouTube does the good right thing and doesn't take this video down or this channel down. But man, this is we right there on the screen has been the 2021 season. Before it began, a lot of hopes for all these teams. Obviously, you know, a lot of these players on the screen didn't make it. Right, Trey Lance from Niners quarterback just hasn't done much this season on the bench, and we going over to Trevor Lawrence right there. You know, struggling with the Jaguars as we thought. And the biggest surprise on the screen right there is probably gonna be Mac Jones, man. Mac 10 with the New England Patriots. Completely surprising a lot of people, and we'll get into it, man. But I want to show you guys that Lamar Jackson picture right there, running with the football. And one thing about this season that we've had is all kinds of memes, gentlemen. We've had some great memes so far, starting with Sunday Night Football this week, man. Lamar Jackson gave us all kinds of awesome memes, throwing the ball, 4 interceptions, looking for Mark Andrews somewhere. Mark Andrews is somewhere down there, right? And there he is, ladies and gentlemen. There's Mark Andrews right there that Lamar Jackson was looking for. Completely shit the bed Lamar on this one. And we'll get into the Lamar Jackson a little bit. All kinds of memes, man. I guess Mark Andrews was not there. Oh, man, Lamar Jackson had a horrible day. And we have to celebrate today also because Lamar Jackson recognized our memes. He's a really cool guy, so we're talking a lot of shit about him today, but he's a cool dude. Reposted this meme out there. So shout out to Lamar, man. He's got a, you know, he takes things in stride, right? And like I mentioned, that game versus the Browns was an ugly game, man. He threw 4 interceptions in this game, and I thought the post-game interview with Lamar was pretty funny. And let's bring it up right here. Let's get some thoughts from Lamar Jackson himself on his thoughts on the game. Let's see.
On the win. Take me back to the start of the game. 3 interceptions for you in the first half. Your coach told me at halftime, he said to you, take it one play at a time. What was your mindset coming out of the half?
I was ticked off. You know, we had plenty of opportunities, a lot of opportunities to score touchdowns, and I wasn't playing my game today. You know, I had 4 turnovers today, 4 interceptions in one game. That's ridiculous. So I got to step it up. But hats off to my defense, though, because they played lights out like no tomorrow, and that's what we needed, and they came through, them and tough, for sure.
You did come out of that second half, and you had that unbelievable play to Mark Andrews, but before that, a couple scrambling plays.
Oh, here's the ball, Lamar. There you go.
Trouble. Walk me through what happened on the connection with Mark Andrews.
Oh, man, Mark just, he's seen the lane up here. You know, I tried to point him in the direction to go. I was trying to make something happen. Going to the sideline and just threw one up to him. You know, I was, you know, trying to put more power behind it, but I guess I was weak tonight because a lot of my passes was behind all my receivers, so I need to tighten up.
What did Myles Garrett say to you after that connection?
No, he just shook his head like, man, good.
Oh, man, what did Myles Garrett say to you after that connection, Lamar? Oh, man, Lamar Jackson, bro, threw 4 picks in the football game. He still won the game, and there's Patrick Mahomes, man. He's asking himself, what the hell do I got to do to win a football game, man? Lamar throws 4 picks, he wins it, and there's Patty Mahomes, man, listening to that Lamar Jackson interview. Man. Of course, we got to talk about Baker Mayfield, man. Holy Lord, man. Baker freaking Mayfield. You know, Lamar Jackson had some really bad interceptions, but Baker Mayfield, he took the prize in this game. And let's watch some clips right here of that second quarter, the famous second quarter where these guys didn't want to just do anything with the football, just get back to each other. Let's check it out right here.
On the win. Take me back to the start of the
No. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. All right. There we go. Right here. Second quarter.
To take a wildcat step. He ran a touchdown last week. Mayfield's ready for the backwards pass. Landry, look out. Got hit as he was going to throw. That should be a fumble. And the Ravens have recovered. Odafe was there.
Look how much time left in the clock. 3 minutes.
big swing in the game here. Jackson,
Incredible.
it deflected, and it is scooped up by Denzel Ward. He gets the interception on the deflection. Sees black shirts wherever he goes and calls it a day. We'll see if he was able to scoop it clean. Is meeting one of back-to-back meetings for the Browns against the Ravens.
Wow. Right to the right on the numbers.
And it's a great opportunity for Grant Delpit to come up with a pick. Back-to-back plays. Jackson's been intercepted.
Back-to-back
and the Browns have it in excellent field position. And it's Delpit in for Ronnie Harrison, who I mentioned got injured on the last interception.
Damn,
was injured earlier.
Yeah, this was probably the worst of all of them. This is terrible. This is the worst, dude.
Nearly scooped up by the Ravens.
Because of what's been going on in the game.
And this mistake
let's look at that play one more time, man. It was super fast, man. But
it was injured earlier. Yeah,
I'm a Browns fan. This is a cause for concern. Look at that play, man. It's incredible. How is this guy an NFL quarterback in his fourth year?
This mistake-filled end of the first half, with possessions going back and forth. The ball belongs to Baltimore.
A lot of those holding calls.
Second and 12.
And there you go. One more.
Was intercepted.
All that in the 3 minutes of football, man. This almost looked like a comedy show. I couldn't believe what I was watching on my TV screen. Oh, man, but it happened. And we got to talk about this Baker Mayfield dude, man, because as you guys know about his cycle, his very famous cycle, man, plays like shit. That's where we're at right now. He plays like shit, and the media talked him out of it. Man, they're super lucky they have a bye week this week, man. They have the Raiders coming out after the bye week. This Browns team has a lot of question marks about Baker going forward in the future with that contract that they might give him. Will they not give him a contract? Man, that was an ugly, ugly game to watch, man. And of course, Sunday Night Football, man, they're right there with the memes, just completely clowning the Browns in this game, man, and Baker Mayfield. Oh, man. So like I mentioned, this NFL season has given us so many good memes, gentlemen. We've been super lucky to have all these, awesome memes coming out, starting with this guy, man. This guy's just been gifting us all kinds of memes this year. Aaron Rodgers, freaking Tovid. Man, this guy has got so many problems going on right now in football. This guy has turned into he was, top tier quarterback maybe like a couple of years ago, and now he's like a laughing stock of football, man. And sometimes you want to combine the memes, gentlemen. Sometimes you want to combine the memes and just all kinds of creativity. Oh, man, Aaron Rodgers, what are you doing with your life, bro? This is a funny one right here from a TV show, Drake and Josh. And this guy has looked so messed up in these football games, man. I don't know what's up with this guy. I don't know if he's taking the sauce, but he does not look right, man. And the teams are not really respecting this guy. Even the officials, the way they call this guy's games, a lot of this guy's been getting smacked all year long, and they have protected him. But check out this play right here.
Back pain, know how debilitating that might be, and yet he ran well on that play. Here's Von Miller now delivering a hit, and that's going to draw a flag. This is going to be on a hit from Von Miller.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 40. It's a 15-yard penalty, an automatic first down.
It's an easy call. I mean, Von Miller knows that. He lowers the helmet, crown of the helmet. I mean,
that's no respect right there. I mean, that's like the cheapest part of the helmet, no protection, and it's such a subtle hit right there by Von Miller. No respect. Brady does not get the hit like that, but they don't respect this guy, Aaron Rodgers. Super cheap shot by Von Miller. And talking about the Rams and Von Miller, oh, man, what a disappointment that Rams team has been. All-star lineup, man, and they've been just adding these players to the football team, and they just can't win football games, right? And non-competitive, right? They're getting smacked. I know the score was like 11-point game, but that game was not even close at all. If you guys watched it, right? Oh, man. Von Miller talked a lot of shit when he got traded that morning. that he went to sleep 4-4. He woke up 7-1. But, well, buddy, you're 0-3 since you went to the freaking Rams, man. The team's got a lot of question marks. Starting with the coach, all right? I mean, I know the coach is like desperate to make that Stafford trade, look good and everything, but man, Stafford is looking rough, looking like a guy who has a lot of mileage in football, a lot of hits in football, and now you're bringing these pieces, random players out, from teams that are willing to give these guys away to you, and you bring these guys into your locker room, and it's going to be interesting what happens with the Rams in the future. They don't have a first-round draft pick, I think, like in 2 drafts. That deal could have been it for McVay, I mean, will he get fired if they really mess up? They just have so much talent, you can't really write them off yet. I know they're 7-4. And the NFC, right? We'll get into the NFC a little bit. With the Cardinals, the Packers, Tampa Bay, the Cowboys, and then the Rams, the 5th seed. But it just has not worked out for them this year, man. They're the exact same team that they were last year with Jared Goff, and they're 7-4, 7-4 this year, right? There's Sean McVay, the curse of Jared Goff, man. Although you really can't defend Jared Goff, man. Jared Goff has never won a football game without being coached by Sean McVay, right? He lost every game with Fisher, and he's lost every game with the Lions. So it's not like, Jared Goff is a savior, dude. But I think the problems might run deeper than quarterback in that Rams ball club. All right, gentlemen. So this week we have this is going to be your playoff bracket right here on the screen. If the playoffs ended today, number 1 through 7, this would be your playoffs right here. The number 1 seeds would be the Ravens and the Cardinals. Patriots in that 2 slot, man. That's a huge surprise for the Patriots this year. I kind of saw them doing something earlier in the season. They have a really easy schedule of late, right? But the defense is obviously, top shelf, and we'll get into the Patriots in a little bit. But, a lot of weak teams right there on the screen, right? I mean, just a couple teams on there that are powerhouses in the AFC. Maybe the Chiefs are the 4th seed, but I would still consider the Chiefs the best team in the AFC. I know that's really controversial, the way that they've been playing and everything, but, they still have the best quarterback in the AFC, all right? I mean, who else is going to be who's better than Patrick Mahomes? I mean, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Herbert, they have the best quarterback in the AFC still, the Chiefs, and a lot of experience in that playoffs, so you can't really write them off yet. All right. Moving on to the NFC side, man, that's a little bit interesting mix right there with teams. Obviously everyone loves Green Bay right now, 9-3, number 1 seed in the NFC North, about to take that number 1 seed from Arizona pretty soon. But we know about their history in the NFC Championship game, man. We know about Aaron Rodgers' 1 win in 5 NFC Championship games, all right? Will he do it this year? He had the perfect setup last year, playing Tom Brady at home. Brady throws 3 picks in that game, and they still lose, all right? If that happens, I mean, it's I don't have much faith in them going forward, all right? Tampa Bay, for me, is still the top team in that NFC based on all the talent they have. Okay, they have a lot of talent in that ball club. It's the only team in Super Bowl history to bring back all their 22 starters from the next year, from the previous year. All right, only team in history. Will they go back-to-back Super Bowls? It's very possible. I wouldn't count them out. I would not count them out at all. Will we get a rematch? Will we get Chiefs and Buccaneers again this year in the Super Bowl? It's only happened one time in NFL history, right? Dallas versus Buffalo Bills. The only time that we had a repeat Super Bowl matchup, right? So the odds say no. The odds say we're going to have a brand new, fresh matchup. But I'm just thinking the playoffs right here on the screen right here. Which team is going to knock out that Chiefs in the AFC? All right. I don't see a single team. The Patriots could do it based on the defense, but having a quarterback that's a rookie in the playoffs is interesting, right? In 55 Super Bowls, there's never been a rookie that's gone on to the Super Bowl. Could that change with Bill Belichick? Of course it can. Bill Belichick's the greatest coach of our era. So it's very possible that he could be the first coach ever to take a rookie to the Super Bowl. Okay, it's very possible. And I think I like that that AFC Championship game. I like Patriots. I like the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. But we're still super far off, man. It's week 13. We have about 6 more games to go in the season. Okay. So injuries, suspensions, the COVID thing right now. Mike McCarthy got hit with the COVID, so that's something to keep an eye out for. LeBron James, talking real quick about basketball, he's not going to play tonight because he got hit with the COVID, so that's something to keep an eye out for in the future. Okay. And some other teams right here that are on the bubble, teams that could make it, teams that could not make it. Right there on the screen, you're 8 to 15 seeds. The Raiders are interesting because of Derek Carr. He leads the NFL in passing yards. All right. Will they sneak into that 7th slot? They got to climb the Broncos and they got to climb the Chargers, right? Their own AFC West rivals. That's going to be interesting. And the Colts, they've been playing very, very, very well of late, including that beatdown against the Buffalo Bills and that very close game against the Bucs, man. They should have won that game against the Buccaneers. Winning the whole entire game, lose it with like a minute left to play, crushing loss. A lot of criticism with Frank Reich in that game, not using Taylor in the second half that much, controversial. NFC side, I don't think any of those teams will be in the playoffs right there. None of those teams, But then again, over here, I mean, will you take a shot that the Niners will be in the playoffs? Do you think the freaking it's a toss-up, man. It's like the jobber. Like these teams are going to be fighting for who's going to face the freaking Packers in that very first game, right? So it's a loss. Whoever's going to be playing the Packers right there in that first game, it's a loss. The Packers will not lose in that very first game. Now the second game they might lose. Ooh. And just a little bit more in-depth, I'll look at the games right there, the early card, the mid-card games, and the prime time games. Little spreadsheet action going at you guys. Want to talk about this game real quickly. Buffalo Bills, Patriots, probably the premier game of the week. Everyone is on the Patriots bandwagon for this one. Will Josh Allen have what it takes to knock off Bill Belichick? The Bills have beat the Patriots 2 games in a row, right? Last year they swept them with no Brady, with Cam Newton and everything. Obviously, Bill Belichick knows that, and he's going to try to correct that, right? The Patriots, if they win this ball game, it's going to separate themselves by 1 game from the Patriots, from the Bills, and it's going to maybe even line them up for that number 1 seed with Baltimore if Baltimore loses against Pittsburgh, right? This is a massive game right here for a playoff implication, for seeding, what's going to happen in the future. And Josh Allen did have a really good game against the Saints, right? Threw 4 touchdown passes. 80% of his passes were completed. But the last games that he's played, which Josh Allen are we going to get? Are we going to get the Josh Allen who lost 6-9 to the Jaguars, 41-15 loss to the Colts? Or are we going to get last week's Josh Allen? All right. With Bill Belichick coaching on defense against him with experience, and the Bills have some injuries to the defensive side with their top cornerbacks out. It's interesting. This is an interesting game right here. I don't know about this game yet. I might have a pick maybe like on Thursday or Friday, but I'm leaning to the Patriots, right? But that's going to be the public side. Everyone's going to be on the Patriots on this one. So we're going to find out a little bit closer to Sunday about this one. And like I mentioned, which Josh Allen are we going to get? Are we going to get the guy who threw 4 picks in each game that he's played, his last games, or are we going to get the 4 touchdown Josh Allen? Okay. Oh, shit. This guy's coming it down, man. You've beat this guy twice last year, and this guy's coming it down. He's going to come for revenge, and he's going to come for a beatdown. He's not going to come for a close game. He's going to put the foot on the gas. He's not going to stop this guy. Okay, he's got the defense to do it, man. J.C. Jackson, since week 9, he's only allowed 4 catches with 4 interceptions. Okay, that guy's going to be covering Stephon Diggs, the eliminator. And now what are you going to do? With the Buffalo Bills, you got to get creative. You don't have a running game if you're Buffalo. Your offensive line is kind of weak if you're Buffalo. All right. It's still a possibility that they win. Since week 7, this is the number 1 defense in all of football by not even close in their team. Okay, 52 passer rating. Okay, 36% pressure rate. Okay, so when each series is an opportunity, like you're going to get pressured at least one play every series. I mean, that's a down you're going to lose. Okay, so you're basically trying to get a first down with 2 plays against this defense. And the Patriots have also had some weak opponents, right? Probably their last biggest win was probably Tennessee, with the injured Tennessee ball club. The Browns beat down. I guess that could be a good win, but you can only do what's in front of you, right? That's the excuse for the Patriots. You can only do what's in front of you, and they've smacked all these teams in their 6-game win streak, right? Only close game was against the Chargers at LA. But besides that, it's all beatdowns. Moving right along, probably the second premier game of the week, the game I'm looking forward to the most, Justin Herbert versus Joe Burrow. Who is going to come up on top on this one, man? The Bengals are playing very good football right now, 7-4 against the 6-5 Chargers, right? But in terms of statistics, Joe Burrow, a lot more passing yards, a couple more touchdowns, 2 less picks. He's been sacked a lot less times, right? Joe Burrow, the knock on him is he holds on to the football too long. Tried looking for Jamar Chase to get open that last couple of seconds. And Joe Burrow's also very good on the ground. Justin Herbert's also very good running with the football. Okay. Justin Herbert is number 3 in all of quarterbacks in terms of fantasy points. Okay. This is a huge game for Burrow and for Herbert. It's a tough one to pick, this one. Okay. I like the Chargers to upset them. Maybe, I know it's controversial, but the Chargers play tough in big games. All right. They play the Patriots very well at home. And if they come up with that kind of intensity in this game, they could give the Bengals a run for their money because they can run the football. If the Chargers are able to establish a running game in this football game, that could be a difference maker in this one. But we're going to find out, gentlemen, because the Bengals have this dude, man. Playmaker. This guy's unbelievable speed, catching ability, acceleration. This guy's elite, man. He's a rookie, incredible player. So that's something the Chargers do not have. They don't have this kind of a playmaker in offense at the receiver position. But we're going to find out, gentlemen. And people wanted this game to be the Sunday night football game. We're going to get Chiefs and Denver, I think, on Sunday night. And people wanted this one to be the game. And I wanted this one to be the game also. But NFL stuck with the Chiefs. All right, the third best game of the week is right here. Saints, Cowboys. Saints have been beat down the last couple of weeks. Cowboys have also been struggling. So this is going to be an interesting game in terms of a playoff future. Whoever wins this game could get a little momentum, maybe win a couple of games and get back into the seeding for these playoffs, man. Because right now I think the Saints are 5-6, right? And the Cowboys are 7-4. So if the Saints were to upset them at home, it could bring them right back into that jobber 7 seed and set them up to play the freaking Packers in that first game. Cowboys are going to getting back some pieces with Lawrence and Amari Cooper, but their coach is not going to be there. McCarthy's gone with the COVID shit. So equalizer. It's going to be an interesting game because this game opened up at a 5-point spread for Dallas. Since then, it's gone down to +4 for Saints. Okay, so they're saying Saints are alive in this one. The Saints can do it. We're going to find out, gentlemen. Whew. All right, so that's going to pretty much do it for this episode. Super rough, super raw. Going to watch this one back a couple times and see what I missed, what I learned from it. But this is going to be a little bit of what's coming at you guys on Tuesdays. Talking NFL, putting some clips in there. Hopefully YouTube does not take this down from some copyright infringement. This is only for entertainment purposes. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.